He absolutely is. And the reason he is because every time Lamar steps on the field, he is the best quarterback. Right? Like, people look at it like, well, Lamar Jackson's not the best quarterback. He's not better than Tom Brady. He's not better than Aaron Rodgers. Y'all have to remember, Lamar Jackson, he stepped on the field against Patrick Mahomes, who many thought was the best quarterback, at least at that time. And he outplayed Patrick Mahomes. They win that game 36-35. Then Lamar Jackson last night stepped on the field versus Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, many think is, at least we know, is the best young quarterback. Some would argue that he's a top 5 quarterback. He was better than Justin Herbert on that day. Lamar Jackson stepped on the field against Carson Wentz. Nobody's going to argue that Carson Wentz is the greatest quarterback, but Carson Wentz had his only 400-yard game of his career. Lamar Jackson went on to have the first 400-yard game in Baltimore Ravens history in the last 25 years. So what Lamar Jackson is doing is saying, anything that y'all can do, I will do better. Not I can do better. Anything you can do, I will do better. So if Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback on the field every time he is on the field, then for me, for that reason, Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback. Other quarterbacks ain't always been the best. Patrick Mahomes steps on the field, he ain't been the best. Aaron Rodgers, he wasn't the best when he stepped on the field against Jameis Winston. Justin Herbert, he wasn't the best against Lamar just yesterday. Matthew Stafford, he stepped on the field against Kyler Murray. He wasn't the best. So other quarterbacks have stepped on the field and have not been the best on that Sunday. But what we've seen from Lamar Jackson, every time he steps on the field against great quarterbacks, he too says, I am greater.
Golly, just to do my job, just to say the right thing, I'm going to actually say something that's going to feel wrong to me, which is disparage Lamar Jackson. Because you poured it on way too much, way too thick. Hell no, he ain't the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
What?
Now, I will say he's tier 1. And tier 1 this year is different than tier 1 last year. Last year, tier 1 was like 3 dudes.
Yeah, facts.
This year, it's like 7, 8 dudes. You're like, they're all the same, just depending on what flavor ice cream you want to eat that day. Here's the thing, Lamar's tier 1. Don't y'all start. Here's the problem. Lamar Jackson can't be the best quarterback right now because it really is a metric of performance and outcome. By outcome, there's a quarterback that's better than him, right? Is that Kyler Murray? Anybody? Now, by performance, there's quarterbacks better than Lamar Jackson, and that's Kyler Murray, etc. Let's talk about it. Lamar's passer rating is 14th. We were just talking about Dak Prescott entering the MVP conversation, right? Dak Prescott has a quarterback passer rating of 115. Lamar's at 99. Dak Prescott is sitting there like, hold on, if y'all gonna say he the best, y'all better, over here, what do you call better than the best? Whew. Lamar Jackson also 16th in passing touchdowns. We were just over there talking about and disqualifying Dak Prescott once again earlier in the season for not having enough passing touchdowns until now of recent times. He gives the ball away too many times, Lamar Jackson does, 5th amongst all quarterbacks. I don't want to talk about the bad side of Lamar Jackson too long. It's just to give you context, perspective. Lamar Jackson is balling out of control, but he's not the only one, and he's certainly not the best quarterback in today's NFL.
Man, this is different. This is the golden era of quarterback play, and we're seeing quarterbacks come in so many different styles. The packaging is outstanding because we have the traditional quarterback where people want to trump up there. They'll throw out there and say, hey, Tom Brady's still the guy. Aaron Rodgers, hey, holding it down for the older crowd. But, man, these new school quarterbacks, they're doing it. Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson. You're looking and seeing Kyler Murray, who Marcellus brought up because Kyler Murray definitely deserves to be celebrated and talked about because his team is undefeated and his numbers validate his status as one of the top quarterbacks. But I keep going back to America's team, and I keep talking about Dak Prescott and what he has been able to do, not just this year, but even in bringing in last year. When you talk about from a historical perspective, 5 400-yard games in his last 10 starts. That is absolutely getting it done because it has always changed in terms of how are we judging quarterbacks? Are we judging them by wins? Are we judging them by their individual statistics? So now we're seeing like that perfect vortex where you're seeing Dak Prescott not only put the numbers that we say that we want while also leading his team to the win column. I think we have to do it there. It has to be Dak.
For me, here's a clear separation that makes Lamar Jackson the best quarterback in the National Football League. Not just tier 1, but the best. If tier 1 has 8 or so names in it, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, if they're all in tier 1, and we can all agree they're all in tier 1, now you got to figure out who's doing more with less.
Okay.
Because we're all in tier 1.
All right.
And Lamar Jackson is in tier 1. But what makes Lamar Jackson the best quarterback in the league is he has 16 players that started the season on IR. His top 2 running backs, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, gone. His first-round receiver, Rashad Bateman, missed the first 5 games of the season. His starting left tackle, all-pro, Ronnie Staley, out of there. Starting left guard, rookie this year, out of there. When you look at Lamar Jackson overcoming both his top 2 running backs, and they're a running football team, his first-round wide receiver, his all-pro left tackle, his left guard for third-round pick, not to mention Marcus Peters, Pro Bowl cornerback, ain't even out there, and you still keep this Baltimore Ravens team at 5-1. To me, that is the separation. Lamar Jackson is in tier 1 with 8 or 9 other guys, but Lamar Jackson is at the top of that tier.
But we have a precedent set, and it's not Lamar Jackson doing the most with the least. It's going back to the Green Bay Packers, the year that they were 10-6, won the Super Bowl. Do you remember what happened that year, in that 10-6 year, winning the Super Bowl? They had 15 guys on IR. Do you want to talk about the statistics of their passing leader in Aaron Rodgers, who went out there and had better stats on pace right now than we're going to see from Lamar Jackson? I remind you, I do my job so well that I even talk about people I love, and I love you, Lamar. You've had 5 games, 5, with 1 touchdown. That's it. Like, 1 touchdown. 0 interceptions. One touchdown.
Passing touchdown.
1 passing touchdown. Yeah,
We're talking total.
Yeah. 1 passing touchdown.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you're a quarterback too. Hey, don't you make him Bill Polian. Don't you try to put him back in the running back. He is a thrower of the football. He had 1 game over 100 passer rating. Aaron Rodgers, who I give it to you that year, had a passer rating of 101. Aaron Rodgers, 28-11. Lamar Jackson, who I love, right now is doing a ton with a little.
I got to fight him. I got to fight him.
You want to go to the board?
I got to fight him.
But be real. Look, he's had 1 game with more than 1 passing touchdown. And that was Indy all second half. Be real. Be real. That ain't the best quarterback in the game.
In that rib.
Right here?
Remember, protect yourself.
Okay, right.
Protect yourself.
I
Here's why I
learned
got to
this.
hit you in that rib. Bucky, on Thursday, me and Marcellus, we identified one of our current favorite quotes. A person of talent hits a target that no one else can hit. A person of genius hits a target that no one else can see. I think we're at a point where we can start to converse about Lamar Jackson as a person of genius.
All right.
Because the quarterback position, we already know what a great quarterback looks like. How many passing yards? How many passing touchdowns? What's your quarterback rating? But what Lamar Jackson is doing is playing this quarterback position at a genius level, a way nobody else has seen before. So I'm not going to confine Lamar Jackson and judge Lamar Jackson based upon talent, because a person of talent is hitting targets we can see. But Lamar Jackson has elevated himself to the play of genius, because we actually haven't seen anything like this before. Like, wait, you're going to beat Patrick Mahomes even though you're only going to pass for 1 passing touchdown, but you're going to rush for 100 plus yards.
We have, and you beat that up. See, don't fall for the sucker, the banana and tailpipe. Yes, because when Dak Prescott was going out there, remember when Dak wasn't getting the personal numbers, but was getting the winning outcome, you guys were destroying Dak.
Lamar's
and now we protecting Lamar.
He's getting personal numbers.
No, when they were 13-3. Bucky, I know you know what I'm talking about.
Y'all didn't like when Dak was just...
Y'all didn't like when Dak was just 1 touchdown and no interceptions.
I'm saying Lamar Jackson isn't just doing it passing. He's doing it passing, rushing, efficient. Because you knocked him. I'm saying this in response to you saying he's a quarterback still, and he's only given us 1 passing touchdown. But I'm like, yeah, but if we measure him based upon only passing touchdowns or passing yards, et cetera.
Winning
but
cures
he's doing
all.
this thing differently than we've ever seen done.
Well, I think Cam Newton is buzzing me about all the conversations we had about total touchdowns and whatever.
Oh, yes!
I hit you back. But because we talk about quarterbacks in so many different contexts.
Man.
In terms of, hey, the quarterback, does he need to throw it? Are we taking total yards, total touchdowns and all that? I will say this about Lamar Jackson. The most important category that he wins in and excels in is they win games.
Yes,
when Lamar Jackson is the quarterback, the Baltimore Ravens win a ton of games. And it is because of him. You talk about all the people that he's missing. I will say this. He is QB1 and RB1.
That's facts.
Because their running game goes because Lamar Jackson is the centerpiece of the running game.
Yep.
His ability to run the shell game behind the line of scrimmage with whoever. I mean, look, he might as well put me, you, Marcellus in the backfield. Devonta Freeman, Le'Veon Bell, Latavius Murray. He has all the old dudes in there running for yards and getting touchdowns because everyone is focused on him. So I will give him credit. We can even say he is the best player in football. I don't know if I can say he's the best quarterback in football based on how the position is played and evaluated.
But isn't that... Sal, to me, I have a rub with that. The reason is we're... All right, we got time. Sorry, y'all gonna have to make
Do
time.
we?
Find
I
it.
see
Find
zeros
it.
right there.
Remember when we talked about Kanye and Kanye's new album? And I was like, nah, I hate it.
You did tell me that.
And Sel was like, but you can't hate Kanye's new album because you're trying to compare it to All of the Lights and you're trying to compare it to his old stuff. You got to understand, Kanye has evolved and you need to evolve with them. I don't think we can say that if we want to compare Lamar Jackson to the way we used to evaluate quarterbacks, we have to understand quarterback play has evolved and we need to evolve with it.
Okay.
So I'm based on that Kanye take is why I'm like, if Lamar's the best player in football, he's the best quarterback in football, we just need to evolve our evaluation of the position.
Just stay evolved when Cam Newton comes back because he got vaxxed now. And I just want to make sure your ass still evolved when Cam Newton come out there with 8 yards passing, but they win the game.